Good afternoon, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started. Want to be mindful of everybody's time, but I would want to just first welcome everybody. We're kind of blessed today. It's a gorgeous day. Thank you for coming out. We ordered this up just special for you all, so we're excited to see a break in the bad weather we've been having. Before we get started, I would like to just say that while we're blessed with beautiful weather today and celebrating this momentous occasion, let's all keep in mind our thoughts and prayers, those in our region that are impacted by the high water and the flooding. So we want to keep them in our thoughts and prayers, and let's remember that as we move forward. So good afternoon. Well, thank you, Mayor. I like that response. I want to welcome everybody to the ribbon cutting and donor celebration for our brand new Industry Innovation Center. We're excited to have you here this afternoon. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Scott Williams. I'm the president of Owensboro Community and Technical College. It's truly an honor and a privilege for me to welcome you to this ceremony. We're excited to have you, genuinely excited to have you here today. But I'm also here to pay homage to you, because everyone in this room, you're the catalyst that fought for this building. You were the ones responsible for the numerous bus trips, letter and phone campaigns, and the relentless force that demanded this building for the betterment of our community. You invested your time and treasure to make what we're doing today a reality. This is the community's building. It's your building. Not only did you fight for it, the community banded together and spoke with one voice. This was the #1 project for this community for so many years. So this beautiful state-of-the-art building, the Industry Innovation Center, will be the new home for our welding and electrical controls programs, robotics and automation, and HVAC here at OCTC. This is really the final phase, is what began in concept as an advanced technology center. It's a result of your collective efforts. We can tell you this is college. What I can tell you that as a college, we pledge to deliver a major return on your investment, which is this building. Before I get carried away and tell you all about the building, I want to welcome and recognize our past and present OCTC Board of Directors. I'd like to ask our board chair, Mr. Jeff Carpenter, stand, and any of our current board members and past board members, if you would stand or raise your hand to be recognized. Let's give them a round of applause. Also, Dr. Jay Box, the president of KCTCS, was not able to be here today. He sends his regards and his best to all of you. He's been represented today by Dr. Kay Yates from the Advancement Office and Dr. Paul Schreffler from Workforce Solutions. If you'd raise your hands, I saw them earlier. They're right back in the back. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to also welcome and recognize the members of our OCTC Foundation Board. Would our chair, Mr. Lloyd St. John, please stand? And our past chair, Ms. Kay Coombs. During her role, she was very instrumental in this while she was chair. Would all the other Foundation Board members please stand and be recognized? The foundation was really integral in planning and conducting this Build Smart campaign, along with the help from campaign leadership team, which included Mayor Tom Watson, Jeff Carpenter, Kay Coombs, Lloyd St. John, Candace Brake, Mike Baker, Madison Silvert, and the chair, Billy Joe Miles. This group worked tirelessly to help raise the necessary funds to build this new $12 million building. I'm proud to say that our community was one of the first in the state of all the Build Smart campaigns, one of the first in the state to raise the required 25% match in order to get this building built. So the $3 million raised by this community was one of the quickest done across the state. So I want to give everybody in here a round of applause. Governor Bevin was not able to make the event, but he sent his regards, and we're fortunate to have with him Ms. Rebecca Rittenhouse, his Western Field representative. She's with us today, and Rebecca, if you would raise you, she's right out front. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Also, Representative Guthrie Obviously, he's busy in Washington, but Mark Lord out of Congressman Guthrie's office is here. And Mark, sitting in the back, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Also joining us is the most esteemed delegation of legislators in the state. I think we can all agree about that, as well as our local elected officials and community leaders who have made today possible. I would like to welcome here, and let's save a round of applause. I'll walk through them. Senator Joe Bowen, he's sitting right up front. Representative Suzanne Miles, Representative DJ Johnson, Representative Matt Casson, Representative Jim Gooch, and Representative Dean Shmore. I'd like to also recognize former state reps Tommy Thompson and Dr. Jim Glenn. I want to thank all of you for your leadership, both with not only this building, but Phase 1, the ATC, and all your tireless support for making this happen. We're grateful for you for making this a long-awaited dream a reality. So let's recognize our legislators. I want to also recognize our local elected officials that are here with us today. We appreciate your advocacy and all the work that you do to better this community. From the Davis County Fiscal Court, Judge Al Mattingly could not make it today. He sends his regards, but Commissioners Charlie Caslin, Mike Coger, and George Wathen. I think I saw George and Mike Coger here. If y'all would stand, we'd like to welcome you guys. And Al was pretty bummed out. He was looking forward to being here today. So from the city, Mayor Tom Watson, Owensboro City Commissioners, Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Bob Glenn, Pam Smith-Wright, Commissioner Wright's here, Commissioner Condor, Jay Valletta, and former Mayor Ron Payne. I don't know if he's here or not. I'd also like to recognize past commissioners Jeff Sanford and Debbie Nunley. Every one of those were very instrumental in us having this building and it being opened here today. So let's give those folks a round of applause. In addition, I want to recognize we serve 4 counties, and so those elected officials were also big advocates and supporters for this project. So I want to recognize the Ohio County Fiscal Court and Judge David Johnson. I think I saw Judge Johnson back here. There he is. Thank you for coming today. McLean County Fiscal Court and Judge Kelly Thurman. I saw Kelly earlier. Thank you for coming. The City of Lewisport, Mayor Chad Gregory, and Hancock County Fiscal Court with Judge Jack McCaslin. If not for your dedication, support, and generous gifts, today would not be a reality for us, and we would not be having this ribbon cutting. So thank you all. Another extremely important partner that led to today is our Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce and the Greater Owensboro Economic Development Corporation. We appreciate the leadership, support, and the tireless advocacy of all the members of the Chamber, of the EDC for this project, and for the college. I'd like to recognize Miss Candace Brake, if she's here, if she'd stand. Mr. Mark Snell, is Mark here? I don't believe I saw him earlier. And all their board members. So if there's any board members from the EDC or the Chamber, if you would stand along with Candace, we'd like to give you a round of applause. Now, obviously, this building would not be at the stage it's not if not for the hard work of our faculty and staff here at the college. So I'd like to take a moment and recognize all of our faculty and staff that are here, as well as those students that are here today. Would you step forward or raise your hand? Let's give you a round of applause. Our faculty and staff have worked diligently to get this building towards completion. We still have several months to get all the equipment set up and ready to go, but they're working very hard to achieve that. And remember that ultimately this building is for our students. And why is that important? Because our students are your future workforce. So it's very important. So we're glad to have them here at this ceremony. This ceremony, well, yes, please. Give a round of applause. This ceremony marks a milestone for Owensboro and the community's commitment to workforce development. I know that almost everyone here appreciates how long the need for this building has been felt. Today, we take that final step toward fulfilling the community's #1 priority for more than 12 years. You as a community have worked on this for 12 long years. This project would not be possible without the support of our community and workforce partners. I want to also thank Dr. Jim Clobber for making the trip here today. You can't miss him, he's in the bow tie. If it wasn't for Jim laying the groundwork and actually getting the Build Smart campaigns off and running and getting it started on solid footing, we would not be here today. So Jim, thank you very much, and thank you for coming to celebrate with us. I'd also be remiss if I didn't recognize Dr. Larry Durrance. You know that Dr. Larry Durrance was an interim here, and he really sends his regards. He wanted to come so bad, but he had a surgery and couldn't make it, but he's promised that he's going to come visit us and tour the facility. But Dr. Durrance really took up the torch from Dr. Clobber and got us to this point. So we want to recognize Dr. Durrance for all that he's done. So let's give him a Now, obviously, all the buildings on this campus and our southeast campus and our downtown campus are very important. All address very critical and crucial needs for our community. But let me share with you just real quickly what makes the Industry Innovation Center so vital to the hopes for OCTC and our future economic and workforce development in this region. For the first time, all of our manufacturing and construction-oriented programs will be housed on the same campus. That's a big benefit. That alone will increase access and cross-training for all of our students. So they do not have that barrier traveling from one campus to the next. In addition, we will be able to increase our welding and HVAC capacity with this building alone by greater than 50%. So we can have 50% more students in a given class than we could previously. That means we can better address the workforce needs. Furthermore, the additional space will allow us to expand our training to more potential students and allow us to grow the welding, HVAC, and industrial maintenance programs, so vital to this region. We now can add material handling robotics, environmental controls, robotic welding, fabrication and pipe and tube welding that will better align our educational training programs with the workforce needs for you in this region, and that's a big impact. So we're excited about being able to do that. There's much to say about the extraordinary design and the workmanship that's been put into this building. The building was designed by Ross Tarrant Architects, and I think Randy Brookshire, if he'd step forward, and his team that are here. So there they are in the back. Let's please give them a round of applause. I think when you take a tour of the building, you'll see that there are a number of really some innovative aspects that make this building rather unique that you'll be able to see. Also, we're grateful to Danco. Could members of Danco, Dan and a few of them, Mike, would you raise your hands? We are especially grateful to Danco for taking on this project. I think everybody realizes this is what we ran into. And they came on board, worked diligently and hard, and actually kept us very much on schedule to get us to this point. So Danco, I appreciate you and all the subs that work with you. In short, the extraordinary contribution of time, effort, and treasure made to see this project through to its completion is a testament to your dedication, expertise, and vision. So on behalf of everyone at OCTC, let me again say thank you. Thank you to our legislators, our county and fiscal courts, City of Owensboro, our Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, our Greater Owensboro Economic Development Corporation, to all our donors, to all our partners and friends of this college. We appreciate your support, your vision, and your confidence in us as an institution. At this time, I'd like to have some of our distinguished guests make a few remarks, so I'm going to invite them to the podium. And our first person I'd like to bring forward is our board chair, Mr. Jeff Carpenter.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Good afternoon to everybody. On behalf of the Board of Directors, OCTC, and also from the Foundation Board of Directors, we want to say welcome, and we know you're going to enjoy your afternoon. I want to make for sure on this very special day with this special ribbon cutting that you understand as you go through the building that we're not celebrating just having another building on campus. It's not just a monument or something that somebody did that they'll be able to put a name on someday, but it's a life-changing building. For generations to come, the people that graduate with a degree from this building will be able to raise their families, be able to make a good living wage, and to be able to stay right here in our community. Records show that 85 to 90% of the people that graduate from this community college stay in this area. So as you're going through and you're looking at all the wonderful machines and the advanced technology, keep that in mind. This building is also going to be an economic engine, a workforce development tool. We're going to be able to turn out a workforce that will be able to produce the workers to take care of the future companies that we are trying to get into our area. Advanced knowledge and skills that they will be second to none. So I want to thank you again on behalf of the college and on behalf of both of the boards, and have a good afternoon, and make for sure, please, that you take a few minutes to go through the tours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. I'd also like at this time to ask that Senator Bowen, if you would come forward to make a few remarks. Senator Bowen has been through the long haul of all these buildings, so thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you, Scott. Dr. Clubber, it's good to see you. We've started out probably on this project together, and what a wonderful day this is. Those of you that want to sit down, we're not going to pass an offering plate. You know, we've already done that. We're here today. We've reached the finish line on this, and what a wonderful day this is. What a wonderful facility. And as I was listening to Scott make a few remarks, and my good friend Jeff, some words that really stood out. One was partnership, and this certainly is a partnership with so many people, all of you, all the communities, the surrounding communities, the local governments, state government, and this truly is the efforts, a collaborative effort of this partnership. And then Scott mentioned milestone, and what a milestone this is for not just Owensboro and Davis County, but for Ojai County, McLean County, Hancock County, certainly all the whole district that I represent. And Jeff mentioned workforce development. My goodness, I mean, that's what this world exists on today, is opportunities. And this is the incubator of so many opportunities. So I'm just so proud to have been a part of all of this. And I will tell you, I've watched every penny of this be raised. And in all honesty, it was probably some of my most stressful days, albeit I've had a few lately in Frankfort. But I actually think that this was some of my most stressful days in Frankfort, because I knew that we had to deliver for this community, and it wasn't an easy effort. It was a heavy lift, and I'll not deny that anything west of I-65 is always a heavy lift in Frankfort to procure funding. And I can remember in phase one, and I'll just give you a little bit of inside baseball, if you'll allow me a couple of minutes. Phase one was tough, and I was fresh off the streets and in Frankfort and really didn't even know where all the bathrooms were yet. And so this project was coming along, and it was a budget cycle, because I came in on odd-numbered years, which normally we do the budget in even-numbered years, but we hadn't passed a budget the previous year, so we had to address the budget in this odd year, and it was the year that I was coming in. And so originally there was an appropriation, and Jim, I think do you not remember that? Maybe that was Dr. Addington. It was Dr. Addington, so time escapes me. But so the budget went over from the House, and I was in the House of Representatives, to the Senate, and we had a little over $13 million appropriated for phase one of this facility. So when it left the House and got to the Senate, it immediately took a $4 million haircut. And honestly, not to be crude, but I didn't know goose manure from apple butter at that time, because I was so fresh on the scene. So I was like, oh, this can't be. We've got to get this money back home for this phase one of this technology center. And I didn't have a lot of political skills at that time. I wasn't real savvy in the way things worked. Again, I just stepped right out of the working world, and here I was, landed in Frankfurt. But I knew that we had to preserve that funding. So I marched over to the Senate, and I was going to fight for Owensboro, whatever it took. I was willing to fall on the sword for Owensboro. And they were in the negotiating room on the budget conference committee, and all the big shots were in there. And the Senate president at that time was a fellow by the name of David Williams. Now, David and I are good friends. But at that time, he didn't know me, and I only knew him by reputation. And he was a rather intimidating person, but I thought, I got a job to do. So I marched up to him right prior to the budget negotiations, and I said, I want to know why you cut $4 million out of that project for the Owensboro Community and Technical College. Why did you do that? Who do you think that you are that you could do? I mean, you know, we appropriated that in the House. It's an important project. It's my community, and I want that money back in there. It's important. And the next thing was David Williams was summoning the state police over there to escort me out. So I said, okay, we'll take the $9 million. But so anyway, but you know, and then we went to phase two, and you know what a struggle that was too. That was another $9 million, and by that time the budget was getting a little bit tight, and to get money appropriated for anything was getting to be a challenge. And then we had to do the partnership with the local community for the match. So every penny of this has been, we just had to chop a lot of wood to get that money appropriated out of Frankfurt to make this happen. But it's come to fruition. It's a wonderful day. I'm glad I've been able to be some small part of that, because to me there's no more worthy cause. And that's a testament to all of you folks that are here today. There's been great leadership. There's been great partnership. And the fruits of all of that labor are going to be unmeasurable in the years to come. We'll not see all the benefits of this, but young people are going to be given an opportunity that they wouldn't have otherwise. So I applaud all of you. I applaud all of those that went before us to make this happen. And I'm excited about seeing the facility, Scott, because I haven't had the opportunity to walk through it yet either. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to work for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Senator Bowen, and I'm glad the state police did not have to actually physically escort you out, so that worked well. Representative Miles, we'd like to ask you to come forward and make a few remarks.
Thank you all for allowing us to be here with you today and on a very important day. And as you can see, we've been working on the budget, and Senator Bowen can attest to the haircuts, right? Poor fella. But we're getting there and working through it. But can everyone in the room raise their hand that's taken a class at OCTC? I want everyone up front to turn around and look to see how many hands are up there. This is why we do what we do. This is why and how this campus is here and what it's a part of. So first of all, I want to thank each of you that have taken a class. And I want to thank each of you that are going to sign up for a class that's going to take it, that's going to be employed in our community and do all the good things that we do here. So thanks, congratulations, and I also look forward to seeing the building. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Miles. And if you're ready to enroll in a class, these folks right over here will set you up today. We'll get you right into one. So thank you for coming, Suzanne. Representative Johnson, would you like to come up and make a few remarks?
Thank you, President Williams. And I'm kind of new to the business of taking care of schools like this and looking out for that sort of thing since I'm a freshman. And still, apparently I'm a freshman until I get back, so I'm still a freshman. But I just want to say about this two things. One, that I believe in our community college system. I believe it's the solution to the challenges that we have in the workforce today. I believe right here is the epitome of it throughout the state. I get challenged when I'm back in Frankfurt because I want to brag on you guys, But then I don't want anybody to know what we're doing because I don't want them to steal any of the things that we're doing. I want it for us. So it's a little bit of a challenge. I'm up there saying, yeah, we have this great plan, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it because it's ours. So thank you for what you're doing, the work you're doing. I really believe you're the future. And I'll just dovetail that with this building is the future. And it's not just the future because it's a technological advancement. It's not just because it's cutting edge technology, but it's the future of our community. It's our children. It's the future generations that are going to come through here. Be trained, be prepared for the world, stay here, grow kids here, continue the generations to come, and that's why this building is the future. Not just because it's a technological great building, it's because it's the future of our children. And I want to thank you for what you've done and what everybody else that's already been mentioned. You did great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Representative Johnson. And now I'd like to ask that filling in for Judge Mattingly. If you come forward, Commissioner Watson.
Glad to be here. I thank you for allowing us to be part of this. You know, I was just thinking about some of the things that I was going to say has already been said, and it's pretty exciting. But I remember the night that we actually voted, and I had it looked up to this, October 16, 2014. The night that we voted and decided to make our investment in this building. And, you know, after the meeting, we were really excited. We were all standing around and we were talking about it. We wasn't talking about the building, though. We were talking about what it's going to do for the lives of the kids that are going to come through here. Maybe I shouldn't call them kids, but they're going to come through here. And because of what's happening here, they're going to, as it's been said, they're going to be able to make a good living. They're going to be able to stay here in Davis County and raise their family. And that's what it's all about in the end is what's going to happen in this building, what the children are going to get out of it, and the fact that they're going to get to stay in Davis County. And I just want to, for Davis County, I want to thank everybody for everything they've done, and we really do appreciate what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, George. And I'm pretty sure that Dr. Clobber remembers that vote. He was there. Mayor Tom Watson, I'd like for you to come up and make a few remarks. I know you're not lack for any words to say, right?
Well, all I know to tell you that this is about the kids. And that's all I've ever said since I've been here. Jeff was nice enough to say, why don't you serve? But just keep that in your mind. It ain't about me or the great Senator Bowen or all the rest of them. It's about the kids. So when you're touring it, think about the kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'd also like, before we get to the ribbon cutting, if we would, I'd like to invite Ms. Candace Brake, the President and CEO of the Chamber, to come up and make a few remarks on behalf of the Chamber.
And then we're going to cut the ribbon, right?
We're close.
Oh, we're close? Just very briefly, it's such an honor to work for a Chamber of Commerce who has supported this project for close to 20 years. And Owensboro over and over again proves that we can break down barriers and join together the public and private partners. Look at the program and the list of people on this. We're ambitious, we're innovative, and we're hard-headed. Don't tell us that we can't do something, right, Mayor? Because we'll make it happen. So it's an honor to be with your chamber and serve you all, and it's an honor to be part of this community that gets it done by getting it done together. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace, and don't run off too far with that ribbon. We'll be right there in just a second. Now, this is really not only a celebration about a ribbon cutting for this building to benefit the students and of this and all the members of this community, but this is also a celebration about philanthropy. This would not be possible. Senator Bowen said this. This would not be possible without the treasure and time put forth by every member of this community. So I'd like to take a minute and bring up to the podium Mr. Mike Rogers, our Vice President for Advancement, and make a few remarks regarding our...
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Good afternoon. Again, thank you for coming out to the OCTC Supporter Celebration. I hope while you're here today, you enjoy the beautiful Industry Innovation Center and you see the firsthand the value that the facility brings to the community, continuing to allow OCTC to provide a first-class education to the people of Davis, Hancock, McLean, and Ohio counties. This facility would not be possible without the generosity of the 61 donors Candace mentioned that are on the back of that brochure. They contributed to the funding of the project and the equipment that goes into it. Those companies and individuals contributed over $3,512,000 to this project, and for that, we're truly grateful. If you will turn your attention to the donor wall to my right, we'd like to show you the donors and the 61 that contributed to this building. Had to get a short fella to do it. This will forever be displayed, showing the power of community, listing all businesses and individuals that made the Industry Innovation Center, the second phase of the Advanced Technology Center, possible. In addition to our Build Smart donors, today I also want to recognize many of our additional donors, as they also emulate the power of community by supporting scholarships, emergency student loan programs, and equipment needs for many of our programs. Some of these include the Dark Foundation, the Teresa Ann Mills Estate, Domtar, Barbara Bennett, Time Warner Cable Incorporated, Dr. Jackie Addington, John Critchlow, Atmos Energy Corporation, the Davis County Teachers Federal Credit Union, the Lester E. Yeager Charitable Trust, Owensboro Municipal Utilities, Gateway Urgent Care, Tom Watson, the Local 633 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, the Harsell Temple Charitable Remainder Trust. You'll see these top donors for 2017-18 in addition to the Build Smart donors listed behind me. Let's give them a round of applause. Each of your gifts truly make an impact by providing means to an education for many of our community college students. From tuition to books, to PLCs and ladders, automobiles, to welders and supplies, your gifts truly provide opportunity for the community through better careers to better lives for a better Kentucky. If you missed them coming in this afternoon, please take a look out in front of the Industry Innovation Center before you leave. There's a pad of bricks between the two front doors. These legacy bricks are yet another way to leave your mark in support of OCTC and recognize loved ones, family members, graduates, or even leave a word of wisdom. The legacy bricks can be purchased through our OCTC Advancement Office and available in 4x8 and 8x8 sizes. Again, when you leave, you'll see brochures for not only the Power of OCTC annual campaign, but the legacy bricks this afternoon if you're interested in leaving your legacy and leaving your mark on this building and this college. In closing, I'd like to provide you with a brief example of the power of OCTC and the impact of your gifts and your contributions. Earlier this semester, I had the opportunity to assist a young man who was a student in one of our technical programs. Like many of our students, this young man had encountered many obstacles during his first 2 semesters at OCTC. As life sometimes deals it, he encountered another one. This time he faced using the money he had saved for his tuition to either pay for his tuition or assist a family member with their funeral. He, as most of us would do, chose to assist the family member's burial expense. However, this young man was adamant by completing his education and was determined not to give up. This young man researched how he would move on to sell his car, pay for tuition, and he was well on his way to do so to fund his education. As you can imagine, many of you know, when he sold his car, transportation would then provide other issues getting to class. But he was determined to succeed, complete his education. Fortunately, we heard about his situation and because of the generosity of many of you in this room and the donors to OCTC and the OCTC Foundation, we were able to determine that he was not only eligible, but funds were available for a scholarship to cover his tuition. This young man recently went on to compete in a skills competition just this past week, and will graduate and enter the workforce this semester. I was able to make that call and hear him scream of excitement. I didn't see it, but I can guarantee you he was jumping this high on the other end of that phone. And it was because of your generosity I was able to do that. This is just one of many examples of the impact your gifts and your contributions and your support of OCTC has. As it says, never underestimate the power of community. Your continuing support is needed and appreciated. Together, we can and we do make a difference and touch the lives of students, growing the community through the power of OCTC and better lives for a better Kentucky. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And I want to personally thank all of our donors and all of these support OCTC. As you can see, your time and treasure does change lives. It makes a significant impact. So thank you all. Now, before we get to the ribbon cutting part, I want to make one more and recognize one more person. I hope he's still here. Is the past Speaker of the House, Representative Don Blanford. Is he still there? Don, would you stand up? I want to let it's exactly. You bet. You bet. Well, we're so glad to have you here today. Thank you so much. And those of you that don't know, this college would not exist if not for Representative Lamb. So it's let's give him another round of applause. We will be standing here today. So it's very special that you're here to share this moment with us. So thank you, Don. Okay, Candace, you come on up. Let's bring a ribbon. I would ask that all of our special guests, if you would come forward, board members, foundation board members, the representatives from the fiscal courts, the mayor's office, our legislators, and yes, past board members, future board members, please come forward.
Yeah, we got to get in here like we love one another.
Yeah. Yeah, if y'all will, if you would, if everybody take a seat real quickly. Before we wrap up, I'd like to, you bet, we have lost control. If everybody would have a seat, I'll kind of share with you where we're going to go next. So, hello, everybody. Oh, yeah, I think we have lost control. Okay, if you would, what we would like to do is for anybody interested in a tour, please stick around and we will take groups and tour you through the building. Okay, but before we do that, I want to just say thank you again for everybody for coming. I want you to know that OCTC is committed to making sure that your investment is taken care of. And we are excited to be able to work with you all, and we're excited about this new building and what we're going to be able to do with that. So thank you very much. Now, I want to thank everybody for participating today, for being here. And we would ask that you stick around, enjoy each other's companies. There's refreshments down this far hallway there. And for anybody who would like to take a tour, stick around, come up front, and we'll make sure that you get a tour of the building. So again, thank you everybody for coming, and have a wonderful day.